Hi guys, well I decided to do something happy today. I probably shouldn't have done it, but actually yeah, I need to. I decided to put a little garden in my van. Okay, so I got me some little succulents, and I got these because my air plants are not doing too well. I don't know if you guys can see, but these guys, I used to grow air plants no problem. This one is probably about 5 or 6 years old, but it's not doing too well in the van. It's just like sub-Saharan temperatures in here, from one extreme to the other, and they can't handle it. Now what can handle it is like my elephant bush here. I guess that's what they're called, or mini jade plant is what I used to call it, but I guess it's an elephant bush, and that's a start from my grandmother's plant. And it was just a tiny little stick when I put it in here, and now it's getting huge. So I decided that I was going to get more plants that basically are native to Mexico and Africa. And in this pot is several different varieties, as you can see. And one in particular is another elephant bush that just grows a little bit different than my grandma's. And all of these little succulents supposedly really like the sunshine. And this one in particular is supposed to be really good in sunny weather. So we shall see. Okay, as you can see, my little garden turned out okay. I like it anyway. And I just plugged a bunch of plants into one bigger pot. And hopefully they'll grow up to be kind of big and fill up the whole entire pot. And look like one of those expensive succulent gardens that you might find at the hardware store. And I tried to pick quite a few varieties, and I tried to make sure that they were the kind that likes the sunshine, so we'll see. Because I know this one does. This one, and this one for sure I know really love the sunshine, so at least I know those ones will survive. And I'm suspecting this one too here, this little jelly bean looking one, and in fact I think it's even called a jelly bean. So that's why I chose these kind. I could have gotten, you know, a bigger pot that was already done, probably for the same price that I paid for all of these little guys and the pot that I bought. But I didn't get to choose the variety that I wanted, and I wasn't sure if all of them would be okay in the sun. They only had one of them that I knew for sure, which was the elephant bush. And there's so many different kinds of those too. And I wanted this particular variety because of the way the leaves droop. And so that's why I got this one. But it's imperative, especially where I live, because of all the air pollution and stuff, to have plants in your van, if you can, at all costs. And I thought my air plants would be okay in here, but it didn't matter how much I watered them, they just basically fried. This one pretty much is the only one I have left, and as you can see, it's getting pretty scraggly and weird looking. I don't know how much longer it will last either. And I needed more than one, just this one little tiny plant here. So I tried to find, like I said before, varieties of succulents that basically came from, you know, hotter climates, like, you know, Africa and Mexico and places like that. But so far so good. This one survived the winter just fine, and it is really liking the sun. And so I'm hoping that all of its cousins will do the same. Now I was going to plant everybody in the same pot here, but when I got to planting, I realized that they would probably be healthier if they had a little more room than me just squishing them all in there. You know, once they grow out, they're going to be all squished in, and I'm probably going to have to, you know, thin them out if they do grow. Hopefully they'll grow. And this one, I was digging around in the pot, and it's not ready to be transplanted yet. It's still got lots of room in there, believe it or not. So I'm just going to leave it in here for now and let it do its thing. Hopefully it'll be happy in there still. I'm the one that's unhappy. I'm not too particularly fond of this pot. It has seen better days. It was just what I had at the time. And I would like to plant it in something very pretty, like this pot over here, or something even nicer. But for the meantime, it's happy, and I just put a little bit of new soil in the top so that it'll get a little bit of food and that kind of thing. But yeah, you can grow plants in your van. You just got to know what kind will grow the best in here. And for all of you guys who are probably wondering all the time, this is a Japanese variety of algae that my sister-in-law got me for Christmas one year, and I need to change the water because it's actually making too much little ones in there. But it grows in the shape of a ball, and it's affectionately known as a Massimo. And yeah, it's just, let's see if I can shake it around so you guys can see. Can you see the ball floating in there? It likes to grow in the shape of a ball. And what you're supposed to do is kind of keep it in less sun than I've been keeping it in, so that all this other stuff doesn't grow in there. And you're supposed to change the water and then, kind of mold it into a ball, but it does it on its own. It really doesn't need help being put into a ball. But yeah, so that's my garden. I don't know. I mean, I feel bad because my air plants, even my Spanish moss is not doing too well. When I water it, you can really tell, because when it gets hit with the water, there's spots in there that turn more green, and so it's not all gray like that, and you can tell that there's less and less green every single time I water it. And yeah, and it doesn't matter how much I water them, how often I water them, or not. They just decided that they just didn't like it in here. And one of my plants that I thought was doing really well, this big one over here in the net, I watered it yesterday and pieces of it fell out, and they're kind of over here. Because they're kind of like pets, I don't really want to let them go until they're totally fried. So I try to keep them alive until they're totally gone. A lot of times I'll water them one day and then I'll get up the next day and they'll be totally crispy crittered. But yeah, I guess if you live in California, air plants are not something you want to put in your van. And I know you guys are all probably going, well, why did you do that? Because you got plants that are dying. Well, like I said before, for me, to be happy and to feel like I'm healthy and things like that, I love to have plants in my van. Any place I live, it's not a home unless it has some flowers or plants growing in it. And I thought about putting fake ones in here, but they just collect dust. They don't do any good. They're just going to get faded by the sun, and they're going to collect dust and just be gross. And at least these little guys over here, at least they're cleaning the air when they're alive and happy. And hopefully they'll keep growing good, and I'll have them for years to come, is what I'm hoping. Another reason why I planted so many different varieties in one pot is, just so that it's like a miniature garden, so I could feel like I've, I don't know, accomplished something. But anyway, yeah, hopefully maybe that gives you guys some ideas. But I think it's a really good idea if you have the space and the money to do so. Put a couple of plants in your van. Yeah, you're going to get dirt on the floor sometimes. There's going to be problems associated with the plants, but to me, it's worth it. Just like folks that have, pets with them on the road, yeah, there's going to be hair and there's going to be, mud tracked in or whatever, but the happiness that you get from having the pet far outweighs the bad stuff. And that's how I feel about plants. I don't have kids. I don't have pets. I just have plants. Plants really make me happy. And I would rather grow plants than eat them. So it's kind of nice to have my own little teeny tiny, van garden. So anyway, guys, I hope that gives you guys some ideas. And if it did, please like and subscribe. all that good YouTube stuff. And yeah, just check out my descriptions and leave some comments. Let me know how I'm doing, and all that good stuff. And thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later. All right, guys, have a nice day. Bye.